Hello, good afternoon and welcome to match number 3 in the Asia Rugby Union Championship, coming to you live from the Prince Chichibu Stadium here in Tokyo. Delighted to have your company as Japan take on Hong Kong in what should be a real test for both sides. Big crowd starting to come in here to the stadium to witness this battle, and I'm delighted to welcome my co-commentator, an expert on Asian rugby. He's a writer, journalist, broadcaster with the Kyoto News Group. Good afternoon, Rich Freeman.
Konnichiwa, Colin. Good day, everyone, from a lovely spring day in Tokyo.
Yes, the sun is shining. It's a warm day, and it's going to be very warm for those guys out there, but it's been warm already in this Asian rugby. Played just one game, one victory. They get 6 points. Korea had 2 games, lost to Japan, but then last week they defeated Hong Kong. But you see there, Hong Kong getting 2 bonus points. So it's even Stevens as far as Japan and Hong Kong are concerned. What's going to happen out there, Rich, today?
I think both sides will obviously be looking to improve on their first games. Japan did win, but it was a rusty and as Eddie Jones said, a sloppy performance. Hong Kong obviously a bit shocked to lose at home to Korea and will want to bounce back immediately.
And there's the 2 sides lining up by their skippers to come out on the park. On the left there you see wearing the dark blue, the man in charge of the Hong Kong team, Nick Hewson, the man winning his 28th cap today. He's 31 years of age, 6'3", pretty tall man. Will it be about tall men in the line out, or will it be about scrumming in the first couple of minutes?
Interesting, actually. Both sides, I think, are going to look to play away from the set piece as much as possible. Hong Kong obviously are weary that the Japan team are stronger physically and they're used to playing more intense rugby. Japan, on the other hand, are looking at the World Cup, and one of the things they don't want to do is get involved in a scrap at the set piece. So I think we're in for a free-flowing game of rugby today.
Well, talking of a scrap, you saw the man leading out the Japanese team there, Kansuki Hatikeyama, and he will be leading from the front because that's where where the action will be. Alongside of him will be Nakami and Kazu in the front row, up against a front row, a brand new front row for Hong Kong.
Yeah, 3 new players in the front row for Hong Kong. That's 3 of 8 changes they've made. So in a way it's good for Hong Kong that they've got the depth that they're able to do that now, but obviously they'll be tested against a hardened Japanese pack.
Well, when you were doing some research, I was also doing some counting, and I calculate that Hong Kong, the front 3 have 42 caps, and the Japanese team have 112.
112, plus they've been playing a lot of top league rugby, which with all due respect to some of the club rugby in Hong Kong is probably of a higher standard. So it's going to be a tough call for the Hong Kong front 3.
And there you can see the 2 teams lined up. Away on the left, the Japanese team wearing the red and the black shorts, and the Hong Kong team wearing the blue tops with the white shorts. And now the crowd here and the players will stand for the national anthems.
まずはじめに中華人民共和国国歌の斉唱です。First, the national anthem of China. Next, the national anthem of Japan.
the national anthem from both teams. And of course there's another team out on the park as well, and that's the officials wearing black and white and white shorts, and the man in charge, Norman Drake from the United Arab Emirates. And there's the lineup for the Japanese team. Rich, a very strong side and a steady side.
Yeah, it is. I mean, only 2 changes to the starting 15. Murata gets a start at open side flanker, and Yamada, who's just come back from the Western Force for a few days, gets a start on the wing. So, as you say, it's a steady side, and Eddie said it was the best 23 he's got available.
And we look out for the number 14, Matsu, a flyer of a winger, and we'll definitely keep tabs on him. There's the line-out for the Hong Kong side. A lot of changes here. The front 3 are all changed from last week. Paul Dwyer switching position, and I suppose a lot depends on Kado Lee wearing the number 9.
It will, and I think the big responsibility on Bin Rimene as well at fly half to try and get the backs going. Obviously they struggled last week holding on to the ball, and I think that will be key for the Hong Kong backs today. Will be holding on to the ball and making as much use of it as they can.
Exactly, and of course they have a little bit of speed as well at the back. There's the reserves, the lineup for the reserves. Lachlan Chubb, he of course was involved last week as John Aikman, and as far as the Japanese are concerned, Hayden Hopgood, I thought he was a bit unlucky to be out of this side because he played well last time.
I think that's just a case of Eddie Jones wanting to just try as many players as he can. There's only so many that can make the trip to England in September for the World Cup, and so he's giving everyone a run to see who's going to put their name forward for the plane ticket.
There's Andy Hall, the Hong Kong coach, Andrew Hall, a big tall Scottish man, and there's no need to introduce this man to Japanese people or world people. Eddie Jones, the Australian and the coach of the Japanese side, done a magnificent job. Here's the man in charge, Norman Drake, just checking to see that everything is in order, and it looks as if, and it's going to be a start, and kicking from the right. It's going to be the men in the white shorts, Hong Kong, going to start, and it's going to be that man who has just come into the side that Rich has just mentioned. He starts, but it's taken in by the Japanese, and they can get around and create a situation for themselves coming up the middle, racing up the middle, the number 7, and that is Murata getting into the action very quick. They move it outside to the number 13, that's Heskett. Now they can rotate it again, give it to the big man, Hati Kiyama, the captain, leading from the front. They try to move it fast, but then they go for a long kick into space, and it's going to be a run back for the number 8 there, the number 8, Alani, from the opposite side, racing up to the Hong Kong number 8. But Nick Hewson's able to find touch just about 12 meters out, just the other side of that 10-meter line. Line out, take it in by the Japanese. They can move it very fast across the middle, and there's a breakthrough, nice move up the middle by the tall Japanese player Ives. And now they have a chance on the outside if they can push the ball inside. No, they don't. The man was Yamada being tied up, but they can recycle it again. They're 8 meters out, blast on the whistle, but pulling down in the maul. And a nice even start, Rich.
Yeah, Japan looked good with the ball in the hand. A couple of nice breaks, Luke Thompson down the middle there, and then Yamada obviously showing that he wants to play rugby. He's been down in the Western Force, he's been training a lot but not playing a lot, and obviously then at the end though a penalty and gives a chance for Hong Kong to relieve their line slightly.
Actually he told you yesterday he was looking forward to this battle, didn't he?
He did, and he came out with the classic line of Wing's job is to score tries and I want the ball, so hopefully Japan will be shipping it to his left wing a few times.
Throw in, far side. And this is the end from Hong Kong. Putting it in, it's Harris, Alex Harris, the 27-year-old. They're trying to win it back, but they can't hold on to it. They're going to be turned over, I think. Well, yes. The arm out, and you hear the referee there, Norman Drake, telling them they got to get it out of there quicker.
It's been an interesting scrum because Japan struggled a little bit last week, like 2 weeks ago against Korea. They probably weren't as dominant in the set piece as they wanted to be, and so this is a chance to really early on set the stage and show that they mean business.
It'll be interesting to see what the front three for Japan do. Ikami, Kazu and Hatikiyama, the captain, wearing the number 3 on this side. Up against Wei, Harris and Parfit. And there you can see the crunch. He wants them up again.
Okay, gents, both teams, sit back please. Sit back. There's a lock. Give a bit more space.
Alex Harris in the middle there, the hooker.
Okay, locked.
Up against Kaizu. That's going to be a battle for the afternoon with those two hookers.
Okay.
See the instructions coming from Harris to his outside man, to Toby Fenn, the blonde, on this side of the scrum. Ball in, going to go back. Iwasa getting it back, but they dropped the ball. But Iwasa's there again. Can move it out, and he moves it out this time to Justin Ives. Ives goes to ground, but they can hold on to it, and that's a long ball from Goramaru wearing the number 15, trying to open it up on the far side for Yamada. Just see this long pass from Goramaru in the line, but it's forward as well.
Timing and everything wasn't quite right there. I mean, Japan are trying to vary it. They tried to put a little chip in there by Tatakawa that didn't quite work. Then they went one way, quick switch the other way, and then the final pass just not going to hand.
Throw in to Hong Kong, going to come from Alex James Harris. No, you're going to put it on for a scrum. They've selected to go for a scrum. This is Kado Lee, 24-year-old, winning his 5th cap.
No. Gentlemen, I'm not going to guess who's going earlier. You've got to work as a team, you and you. Give yourself a little bit more space and get it right.
The referee's saying he's not going to guess. I think that's how hot most of the fans are trying to guess what's going on, because what goes on in that front row, only front row forwards will ever know.
Yeah, but it's great that we can hear him, and all the viewers at home can hear him as well, giving the instructions. There's the captain for Hong Kong, Houston. They go to ground. They can recycle her out the back, but they lost possession, but it goes back to Alex McQueen. Long kick down to the winger. Goramaru is missed out. Now they can take it down this side. They got a couple of spare men, but they can't move it, and they're tackled. Good tackle went in there by Max Woodward, the blonde. But again, now they can move it, and they have a couple of men spare over on the far side, and that's the way they go. From the number 8, they give it to that speedster that we spoke about. Yamada recycled again through Hawasa. Ball is there for them. Japan putting the Hong Kong team under pressure early minutes of this game. And that's exactly what Eddie Jones would like. Blast on the whistle, gives a free kick, and he's going to take them across to the other side. He's saying you got to roll away.
One thing that is good from a Japan point of view from the early stages so far is Hawasa seems to have sharpened his pass up a bit. He was didn't have the greatest year last year in the top league. He struggled a little bit against Korea, and he's obviously been told that only 3 of the 4 scrum halves are going to go to the World Cup, and so he's going to put a marker down. So
what you're saying is he's under pressure out there?
I think he's under pressure, and I think he's going to hopefully put in a big game today.
Well, Goramaru, there he is on screen. 29 years of age. There's Eddie Jones giving a few instructions to his other assistant coach. Japan with the throw coming from Kizu. Goes in, taken down by Ippo. They're trying to roll forward with it, but they go a bit sideways. They've left the ball behind. And the scream to Hawasa to use it. A couple of argy-bargy pieces going on there. Japan still keeping possession. Hawasa's got to go to the right. He comes over the side to the number 2, Kazu. They can recycle it again. Little chip over the top. Is it going to bounce right? Oh, it bounced into touch just ahead of the Japanese Spitzer. We haven't seen him yet, Chito Matsui. We saw him in the last game, Rich.
Yeah, scored a try on his debut. He's obviously a very quick player. Another that's obviously fighting for a place for the World Cup.
A real speedster.
A slight confusion there at the back of the Japanese ruck, because it looked like a Hong Kong player was actually coming in offside, and then I realised it was actually the referee. The colours are very similar, and it could cause some confusion, I think, for the Japan players at times, and the Hong Kong players as well.
Throw in coming from Harris, but taken at the front by Japan. Now they're going to hold on to it, and they're only a metre out. Blast on the whistle, and it's going to be a penalty. Knocked on, he says. So they'll go back down again, but he's going to take them back out to the 5 metre. Yeah, you're dead right. The colours. Maybe we should send the referee off and show him a yellow card.
Good steal there by Justin Ives, which is obviously important for Japan to get the dominance in the line out of steal there, and just unlucky to knock it on just short of the line.
Just see Adam Butterfield getting up a bit. Easy, and there's one man down at the back. Is that the skipper is in there talking to them?
Okay, locked in, please. Let's go.
Referee's asking them to get locked in, but
Captain, what are we doing here? Okay, let's go.
he's asking the captain.
Just a sign of obviously Japan's dominance. 17 tackles Hong Kong have already made in 9 minutes of play.
Hong Kong have to stand up to them here.
Early number three, early.
Early number 3. He's penalised the Japanese number 3, Hatakeyama.
Who instantly says, let's have another scrum, as a tight head prop would do if he was the captain.
Saying they both got to come in, so he's trying to keep control of the scrums and the mauls that ensure afterwards. There's the stats coming up, telling you the scrums are pretty even at the moment, but this is important for the Hong Kong side not to go behind early on. 10 minutes gone in this third game of the Asia Rugby Championship on a bright sunny afternoon in Tokyo. Japan holding it at the back, and that's a good piece of play by Holani, but it comes loose. Came out on the blind side.
I think Hong Kong can count themselves a little bit lucky there, because I think that was a boot from the number 7 kicking it out of the scrum.
And Holani is a danger player when he gets his hand on the ball.
There it popped out. So.
Okay, lock it in. Oh, it's fine. It's not perfectly. Just got to hold it before the ball goes in. Okay, locks.
The Hong Kong player would say that was a technical kick. Back down into this scrum again.
Steady. Hold it now, Reed. Thank you.
Hold it to the Reds, and they hold it. Hawassa coming around the back of the scrum. They got a wide man, and they go into the centre instead. Try to break through to the man who was inside Hawassa, Tatikeyama. Now they can set something up. They're only 2 meters out. Oh, a good tackle. Again. That was a good tackle by, I think it was Parfitt got in there, the big number 3, the 23-year-old.
It's better. It's a lot better.
Yes, it was. Jack Parfitt, big tackle.
Say again?
Yeah, I think Hawassa had just lost control of the ball before as well, so that's why it's obviously the knock-on and the scrum to Hong Kong. They've defended very well. You know, it's important when you get into a 22 that you come away with points. Japan has spent pretty much most of this 11-12 minutes in that 22, and they haven't even got a point on the board, so credit to Hong Kong.
I think, unfortunately for Hawassa, he was caught in 2 minds because there was 2 people shouting at him, one from each side of that scrum.
There's probably one eye on a big prop about to come and tackle him as well.
Yes, especially if it was Jack Parfitt, who's what is he? He's 18 stone, 189, 6'2", big, tall, tough lad, Jack Parfitt. They're going to go back down again.
Set. Steady. Steady.
This time it's Cadoli feeding to scrum. He's going to penalise. Well, he didn't point to anyone, but I would say it was Kazu was the one he pointed to. And this is Ben Rimini, the 31-year-old left footer. He was out of the team for a long time, wasn't he? Out of rugby for a long time.
He was out for a long time. He's a sevens player, came back from injury and played over here for Hong Kong in the Tokyo Sevens, and obviously has a key role today to play.
Good ball. Japan on the move up the middle. Can they get a hold of it? They can recycle it. Another phase for them. They take it into the middle too. Big, tall Ives, Justin Ives. Now, little kick into the corner for the speed man, Matsui, but he can't get to it. Out of play on the 22. And we've got coming up to 14 minutes gone. In this, the third game of the Asia Rugby Championship. No score on the board as yet. And I'm sure the happier coach would be Andy Hall.
I think he will be, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, obviously his side have been forced to defend. They've played the whole game in their half, but they've defended well so far. And some errors by Japan have helped them, helped Hong Kong to relieve their lines.
There's a long one right down to the back of the line, taken in by Holani. Now they can move it again, but that was right behind the player, and the player was Heskett. Japan on the move again. Now they come back to this side. Ives again, very involved, taken out of the play. Hawasa moved it very, very quickly, and that is Yamada gone in there wearing the number 11. Hawasa again with it. And this time, Tatikawa doesn't know whether to go back inside or not, but he's taken to ground. Hawasa gives it away to Luke Thompson this time. And number 5 offside. Are you 5? Are you 5? Yes, I'm 5. No, I'm not. Butterfield didn't want to admit who he was. Oh, here's a charge. Up the middle goes Luke Thompson. Set it up for the Japanese. Could they open the score here? Yes, they could. They go out wide. And going in over in the corner is the number 11, Yamada. Back into the action after his trips out to Perth in West Australia. Comes back in, stakes his claim.
Yeah, good decision by Japan. I thought maybe they were going to take the points, but Hawasa, quick tap, Thompson, he provides the power, and then Hawasa, quick ball. Hesketh did well here. He suddenly saw that there was the gap and the man outside, delayed his pass slightly, and Yamada over in the corner.
So the Japanese get on the score sheet. There's the rerun of it, and yes, it was pretty easy in the end, but brings a big smile to his face. As I say, just back from his trips over to play in the Western Force. 27 years of age.
It's his 9th try for Japan. He's played this is his 11th test match for Japan, and he's never lost wearing the Brave Blossoms jersey. So a good omen for him to score early on.
Here is Goromaru with the kick. 1 meter in from touch and 24 meters out. He has a good kicking record here at this stadium, and that one's looking good, and it is very good. Straight over that red dot in the middle. So it's Japan out by 7 points. And
seems those new boots are working, because he turned up yesterday at the stadium with a brand new pair of all black boots, which are unusual in this day of luminous lime and orange and purple boots. Didn't have a great day in Korea with the boots, so maybe that forced him to change brands or change the style or whatever, but they seem to be working so far.
Okay, there's the clock telling you the time. 17 minutes gone. Japan out by 7 points to 0, and this time they booted away downfield to Alex McQueen. He's got his skipper right beside him and decide to go for a big up and under. That was at one time called a Garryowen after a famous town in Limerick in Ireland. Japanese rotating it again out the back. Good ball. And that time it went out to Heskett. Heskett taken to ground. Hawasa gives it inside to Tatikawa, and then they come wide. They need someone on the outside, and they give it to Matsui. Matsui goes to ground, recycled again. Good movement by the Japanese, and they're creating space, and that's a good piece. Unfortunately for Ives, he had an opportunity to go right up the middle.
It was a nice play, sparked by a superb take by Halani from, as you say, the Gary Owen. He took it Aussie rules style, brought it down, and allowed Japan to counter quickly.
What they say in Aussie rules, when someone kicks it high, they say up there Gazeli, because Gazeli was a great AFL player. He used to go up high and grab the ball 6 feet off the ground. He didn't have to go that high, but he did grab it. And then unfortunately for Justin, lost control of it. Going to be a scrum, 10 meters inside the Hong Kong half.
Bind. Sit.
You can see the power, the pushing of the Japanese there. Big three. Nakami, Kazu, and Hati Kiyama. Ball has come out the back. 2 scrum halves fighting for it. Offside. And there's still a bit of handbag stuff going on. Referee's got to go in there and sort that out. It was Hawassa was caught offside going around the back of the scrum.
Number 9 offside.
The referee is saying Hawassa was offside.
It's obviously an issue for both packs that all the scrums to date, I think, in this game, they've had to be reset, or they've had problems with one side engaging earlier. I mean, it's a problem when you've got 2 teams that are obviously used to playing different styles of rugby under different referees, and then you bring in a third referee from the UAE who's obviously used to a different style, and so far it has been very scrappy in the scrums.
Keep your gap, please.
Hong Kong down onto the halfway line, inside the halfway line, up to the 10 meters inside the Japanese half. Unfamiliar ground to them at the moment in this game. They haven't seen a lot of that side of the park. They've had to defend, but good ball back. Kato Lee gets it out into Hood is in there over the top of them. So also they were trying to find Big Paul Dwyer, and there's nothing on both sides. No advantage to Hong Kong. They're going to get the put in.
Red knock on, blue knock on, blue ball.
Red knock on, blue knock on, blue ball.
Okay, what's better?
Like there was a blue knock on before the red one as well, but Hong Kong get away with it, so a scrum for them.
There was a chance there for Charlie Smith.
Okay, Locks, let's go.
Charlie Smith making his 2nd appearance, 25 years of age. He's 6'2", 15 stone, big man. Let's see what Kato Lee does with this scrum. And you can see Hawassa there, the Japanese number 9 moving around the back.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you again. You've got to give yourself a bit more space. We can't be on the bind. Just say, give us a bit more space. Okay? Just give it a bit more space. On the bind, you're on the set already. Okay? A little bit more space.
Give a bit more space, and the first thing the front rows do after that is take a step closer.
Exactly. Hanson Wee on this side, and going down there, the number 6 also, Matt Lemming.
Steady.
Asked them to steady down the number 3. There's going to be a penalty.
Early.
Too early for the Japanese, and question mark going to come in from Kazu. And Hati Kiyama, skipper there, wearing the number 3. He's bringing in.
Hati Kiyama struggling to understand the referee's South African accent, so Halani's coming in to try and act as a translator.
Not going to change the referee's mind. So they're going to kick for touch. He's not going to be there. Oh, it is. Just creeped over the head of Hawassa.
Seems like you're the dominant back. I expected you to keep it up and steady at all times. Okay, thank you.
I like to hear the referee. I like to hear what he's saying to the players. Good job. Maybe sometimes we can't hear what the players are saying.
I'm sure they're all very polite gentlemen out there and just say yes sir, no sir.
Alex Harris with the line out, tussling for it, comes back on the Hong Kong side. Taken in by Paul Dwyer. Now they've lost it again, back to the power of the Japanese. And they got it in the middle of the park. Hawase going in for it. He can find the man outside of him. Tatikiyama, Hawase again, puts it to Tatikiyama. He goes outside of him to Yamada, and a penalty. Holding against the Japanese, and I would think, I can see that Alex McQueen has run down there and he's asking Nick Houston what are they going to do, and I think Nick Houston is pointing to the uprights and going, there, we're going to have a shot.
Right decision, I think. Get into the 30 metres out for the first time in the game, come away with 3 points. You'll be very happy if you were the Hong Kong coach, I think.
Yeah, I think he'd be, Andy Hall would be really happy with the way the forwards have been able to contain. You know, which, to be honest about it, Rich, is a very powerful front eight by the Japanese.
Yeah, they've done very well. As I say, that Japan have struggled at the scrums, and some of that obviously is down to Hong Kong putting pressure on them at the breakdown as well. They've spilled the ball, they held on to the ball there again because of the pressure of the Hong Kong forward, so full credit to them so far. Even though they've lost a couple of turnovers, they've been also been able to add pressure. Here's an attempted goal by Penny Rimini, winning his third cap. Left footer. We talked to a lot of the coaches in World Rugby, and they say we would love to have a left footer. Let's see what happens. Good kick. It's looking gone wide. Just drifted away. Actually, there's a breeze blowing with him. Might have taken it. It's always difficult to judge the breeze here, actually. It does swirl around. I mean, the flag's above the scoreboard, obviously in favour of the Hong Kong side at the moment, but down at pitch level, it does swirl around a little bit. There's the captain of the Hong Kong team, Nick Houston. On your screen as they kick off goes to Kato Lee. Kato Lee into McQueen. That is Alec McQueen, and he goes again for the carry on. Well taken by the Japanese player, Goromaru. He's gone to ground, and now they can rotate it again. They take it out to Kaizu. He's been very involved in the game. Hawase is going to go very, very wide to Yamada. And he has screamed down to just outside the 22. They have it again, the Japanese. They've got a big, powerful lineup here. There's only 3 men over here, but they've instead tried to go up the middle. They still have it. They've got an inside ball. And the referee is giving advantage to the Japanese. Again, they can move it. Good ball, clever ball inside that time to Matsui, the number 14, who's gone over there to help out. Number 13 offside, he's telling him wait. The number 13 was James Hood.
Last feed, please.
That was a lot better by Japan. Nai's delayed his pass very well there to Yamada, and that's what they've got to do a lot more. Obviously, not just today, but as they build up towards the World Cup, it's their movement off the ball and creating spaces, both as the receiver and obviously as the man with the ball. And that's put them in this position, and it looks like they're going to go for touch and try and just keep this attack going.
Tatikawa kicking into touch.
Bit of a trend developing when you defend.
Referee talking to Nick Houston there, telling him that a couple of his players have been straying offside and creating penalties. He wants the game to flow. Ball from the line out. Japan in possession again, trying to hold it in. Bit of a maul developing. Advantage again. Hand out from Norman Drake. But the Japanese retain it. Long ball thrown right across again to Yamada. But the 2 Japanese players collide in air. And you can hear the referee asking about the player who committed the foul. He's saying, have you got a number?
Hong Kong are going to be very careful now because that's 3 or 4 penalties. The referee's warned the captain as well that they are getting offside. I mean, it has been a trait in games between Hong Kong and Japan, that Hong Kong have done whatever they can to slow the ball down. It's worked a lot of times, and it's worked so far today, but obviously there's a fine line between doing it legally and illegally, and I think at the moment the referee's starting to lose his patience with them.
Yeah, 27 minutes gone, and Japan are leading. There's Eddie Jones on the sideline. There's Yamada coming back. He was knocked out a little bit on the far side when he collided with his own player. And Goramaru, the captain. But the referee is giving them basically a break, because it is a very, very warm day here in Tokyo in Japan. This is the third game of the Asian Rugby Championships, and it's been pretty good game so far.
Obviously going for the corner now, so hopefully they'll use their trademark catch and drive and get the driving mill going.
Well, they messed it up a little bit. Ricocheted back up in the air, but they still keep possession. Japanese 8 meters out from the Hong Kong line, trying to add to their score. Go inside to Ives, and they can move it forward again. This is Hawasa. Goes to Tatikama, and a great move and a great ball. Cut out 2 defenders, and very easy for the Japanese number 13, Heskett.
Once again, Carl Hesketh showing what an elusive runner he is. He's a pretty short guy and carries quite a bit of weight with him, but it means he's got a low centre of gravity, and it means he's very difficult to stop. And as you see there, if you don't tackle him low, then you do struggle to stop him. And he rushes off one defender there and then stretches for the line, and a good try.
Yeah, Tom McQueen will be disappointed that he didn't get him low, as you say, Rich, but as he is a very, very powerful man, and this could be an easy kick for Goramaru, with the clock ticking over to 29 minutes in this, the first half. And there's a nice shot. And there's the man, the 29-year-old, plays with the Yamaha team, uses a green tee, and takes the score out to 14 points to 0. So Japan pretty happy, but you can never, I suppose, turn around and say that Eddie Jones would be very happy at 14-0. He would want it to be 24-0.
Or 34.
Or, yeah, exactly. Good kick off, deep into the 22, but recovered by the Japanese. Now they can move it again. Hatikeyama, good ball again into Heskett. Heskett goes up to the 10-meter line. They can recycle it again, but that one came off the head, maybe. But it's gone out to Yamada. And there's a fierce tussle for the ball. Penalty, diving coming in the wrong side, I think, for McQueen. And there's Tom McQueen. And Jamie Hood.
Don't slow down. Backwards, not to the ball.
And he's got instructions for the players. Kick for touch, kick into the corner. Well, he's just gone inside the 22. Just checking on that breeze, Richard, has come up a bit. So I'm just looking at the flags fluttering away. And here's a chance again for the Japanese. They can move it again. That was Hawasa getting it out to Holani. Holani having a big game at the moment for the Japanese. They got a man over on the far side. Tamura coming into the action. Again, they can move it back in to the number 4, Luke Thompson. Hawasa. Here is Justin Ives wearing the number 6 for Japan. He goes to ground. Nice flick inside. Good ball to Hatikeyama. Wrong-footed the Korean team, but they got a man over, and it is going to be Luke Thompson this time. Wearing the number 4. He's able to take a nice neat pass. But I think, Rich, that was all started by Halani.
It was, yeah, good drive there, and forwards and backs combining well. A little inside pass from Hawasa to Hatakeyama there.
you.
They needed a quick ball, they got it, they went the right way, and then Thompson obviously goes over.
So they have stretched their lead with another try. So it takes the score keeps ticking over, and that will make the home crowd very, very happy. And you've got a little bit of a tester for Guramaru, right down. He's 22, 23 meters out from the line. After that try by the 33-year-old Luke Thompson. So here is Guramaru. Takes a bit of a stretch first of all. Then this joining of the hands, like Johnny Wilkinson brought to a World Cup a couple of years back, and everyone has followed him since. Good kick, but it's not going to come around. So it stays at 19 points to 0 in favor of Japan. And there's the big man, and that's Heskett, who scored the second try.
Just noticing out there, Colin, there's a couple of number changes as well for the Japan team. The guy's out there wearing number 17, who's normally was down as 16, and Arita as well, the hooker's on, but he's wearing 16 instead of 17.
So they made some quick changes.
Get out! Last week.
Hong Kong trying to get back into the game. Went backwards. You hear our referee. Hong Kong, they move it out this time to their number 7, and that's Toby Fenn. And there's a player struggling at the moment. That was Han Sung Wee. Was down. He's up. He's back into the action again for Hong Kong. They're up to the 22. And there's a lot of discussion going on between the scrum half, out half, and the three-quarter line. Kato Lee with the ball. It goes backwards, but it's handled offside. And it's offside by the number 17 for Japan.
Slow down, please. Just slow down.
And the number 17 is Ruarita.
Stand up his feet, okay? On your feet, please. Okay. Thank you. There you go. That's fine. Okay. Thank you. I think it's fine.
Yeah, just a few. Sorry, Colin. I was just going to say a few discipline problems there, obviously, with Japan giving away a couple of quick penalties, not retreating 10 meters, little things that they're going to have to, as they build towards the World Cup, get out of their game.
Yeah, looking down there, Rich, as you said, the changes. You have Nagai wearing the number 16, and Arita wearing 17, or is Nagai wearing 17?
They've swapped jerseys at the stage,
again.
Just to confuse us up here.
Throw in for Hong Kong, their best chance at the moment. They're only 5 meters out. Then they put pressure on the Japanese scrum, and the advantage is going to go. You see there the assistant referee calling for Kato Lee. Takes it very quick, but he's nailed in the tackle by Thompson.
Who stole the ball as well. Superb turnover there by Japan.
And again, they can kick for touch. Hong Kong wanted to start it quickly. But I think Ben Rimini thought better of it.
Yes. Good follow-up by the Japan backs, but full credit there to Luke Thompson. He went in, made the tackle, and then ripped the ball off the scrum half and allowed Japan to clear their lines.
Wants a clean ground between the two lineouts. Throw in. Taken by the number 2, Harris. There's a chance for the Hong Kong team. They go back into the middle to Woodward. And inside him, Jamie Hood screaming for it, but they get it again. Now they got a Paul Dwyer. Dwyer wearing the number 5 to Adam Butterfield. Now McQueen in the line out, and that is Alex McQueen. Here's Tom McQueen going over the top, protecting the ball. And move it again. Japanese player on the wrong side, but the referee says get out of the way. He did. And this is Parfit going forward. He got great help from the number 5 Butterfield. You got to come in from the side to the number 5, so he's penalised Butterfield. And here the Japanese take a quick tap, and away they go again. Hawasa gives it inside, taken down the number 16 Naga. This time the Japanese go to the left, and there's an overlap, and there's the speedster. And is he going to get a second try? No, he's tackled, taken down, taken to ground. But they got a big overlap on this side if they can move it. But taken into the action and taken into the group was Yamada, and then the ball is stolen off him by Harris. They come wide. They come really wide. Come right out to the outside. Nice tackler. Kick forward by Jamie Hood, and there's a race on, but he's going to bounce over the head of everyone. And racing there was Kado Lee, and also with him was Jamie Hood. He actually plays with the sevens, doesn't he, Rich?
Yeah, he did, and that was clever play by him there, because he saw there was no one at home for Japan. He put the kick in, and if the bounce had gone the right way, I think he would have been in for a try, because there was no one really covering back for Japan.
They all had moved up in the line.
7 please, could you stop me? 7.
So another substitution there for Japan. Hayden Hopgood has just come on.
There we go, your kick.
Line out again, taken by the Hong Kong team. And this time the Japanese hold on to it through Luke Thompson. Now an overhead kick, but back there is Alec McQueen trying to hold off the tackle of Matsui. Parfit with the ball for Hong Kong, tackled by Hatikeyama. And now the Hong Kong team can get it out of the danger zone, but they kick it down onto the 10-meter line, and it's taken in by that big, tough, strong fullback, Garamaru. This time Hawasa with the stray pass, it bounced on the ground, but the referee is going to take him back. He had his hand up. Offside.
Unfortunately, we said before the game we hoped it would be a free-flowing game, but seems to be a bit of a stop-start effort at the moment. A lot of whistling going on out there, and neither side really being able to put the phases together. Every time they try to put 2 or 3 phases together, it seems to the game grinds to a halt.
Yeah, Matsui is gone out, and they've taken Fujita in.
No, it's fine. Enjoying it?
And that is half time.
Yeah.
Before the hooter goes.
He was a little bit ahead of himself, just as another speedster, Fujita, came into the action. So there's the halftime score for you for the Asia Rugby Championship, with Japan leading by 19 points to 0 against Hong Kong here in Tokyo. We'll take a break. Back in a moment.